Friends, subscribe and don't miss the boldest stories from the world of organized crime. And if this video hits your gangster soul, smash that like button.
Act 1, The Biograph Theater. July 22, 1934. Chicago. The mercury hits 102 degrees. The air is thick, suffocating. Outside the Biograph Theater on Lincoln Avenue, couples drift toward the marquee showing Manhattan Melodrama, a gangster picture starring Clark Gable. Among them, a man in a straw boater hat and wire-rimmed glasses. White shirt. Gray trousers. Unremarkable. His name is John Herbert Dillinger. Public enemy number 1. The most wanted man in America. And right now, 20 federal agents are watching him. He doesn't know that the woman beside him, Anna Sage, the so-called Lady in Red, has already made her deal. For $2,500 and a promise to stop her deportation, she's delivered him. The movie ends at 10:30 p.m. The doors open. Heat pours out with the crowd. Dillinger steps onto the sidewalk, reaching for a cigar. He runs. 3 steps into the alley. 4 bullets. 3 in his body. 1 through his left eye. John Dillinger collapses face first onto the pavement. Blood pools in the dirt. Women dip their skirts in it, soaking up pieces of America's most famous outlaw. But who was John Dillinger? And how did a farm boy from Indiana become the face of American crime? Act 2, Early Life. Formation. June 22, 1903. Mooresville, Indiana. Population 400. John Herbert Dillinger is born into a world of Sunday church and dirt roads. His mother, Molly, dies when he's 3. His father, John Sr., a harsh, Bible-thumping grocer, remarries quickly. The boy grows up angry. In school, he's bright but restless. His teacher, Mrs. Hancock, later recalled, John could have been anything. But he couldn't sit still long enough to become it. At age 13, he forms a gang called the Dirty Dozen. They steal coal from the rail yard. Chickens from farms. Small-time mischief. But in 1920, after a fistfight with his father, 16-year-old Dillinger vanishes. He joins the Navy. He lasts 5 months. Deserts in Boston. Returns to Mooresville bitter, broke, and bored. September 6, 1924. Dillinger and an older accomplice, Edgar Singleton, rob a Mooresville grocer named Frank Morgan of $50. Morgan fights back. Dillinger panics, clubbing him with a bolt wrapped in cloth. They're caught within hours. At his trial, Dillinger's father convinces him to plead guilty, promising leniency. The prosecutor promises nothing. The judge sentences him to 10 to 20 years at the Indiana State Reformatory. Singleton, who hired a lawyer and fought the charge, gets 2 years. John Dillinger is 21 years old. He will spend the next 9 years learning how to become something far worse than a small-town thief. Act 3, Prison Years. The making of a criminal mastermind. The Indiana State Reformatory. 1924, a graduate school for criminals. And John Dillinger is an eager student. Inside, he meets Harry Pierpont, a handsome, calculating bank robber serving 10 years. Pierpont sees potential in the young inmate. He introduces Dillinger to Homer Van Meter, Charles Mackley, and Russell Clark. Together, they form what will become the most efficient bank-robbing crew in American history. Pierpont teaches Dillinger the science of robbery. How to case a bank for weeks before entry. How to identify the best escape routes. How to exploit the psychology of fear, terrify fast, control completely, leave no time for heroes. Dillinger studies guard shift changes. He memorizes prison blueprints. He reads obsessively, crime novels, detective magazines, newspaper accounts of robberies. In his cell, investigators later found diagrams of 14 banks across the Midwest. By 1933, Dillinger has served 9 years. He's eligible for parole. His stepmother writes letters on his behalf. His father vouches for him. On May 10, 1933, the parole board releases him. 1 week later, John Dillinger robs his first professional bank, the New Carlisle National Bank in Ohio. He takes $10,000 in under 3 minutes. He doesn't fire a single shot. But Dillinger hasn't forgotten his friends behind bars. Using money from the robberies, he orchestrates an elaborate scheme. He smuggles guns into the prison inside boxes of thread delivered to the shirt factory where the inmates work. On September 26, 1933, Harry Pierpont, Charles Mackley, Russell Clark, and 7 others walk out of the Indiana State Penitentiary holding smuggled pistols. The breakout makes national headlines. The Dillinger Gang is born. Act 4, Rise of the Dillinger Gang. Between October 1933 and January 1934, the Dillinger Gang robs 10 banks across 5 states. They steal over $300,000, nearly $6 million in today's money. But it's not the money that makes them famous. It's the style. Dillinger vaults over bank counters like a movie star. He charms bank tellers, calling them honey and sweetheart. Witnesses describe him as polite, even playful. One teller recalled, "He winked at me before he left. I almost forgot he'd just robbed us." The press eats it up. Headlines scream, "Dillinger strikes again." "Gentleman bandit baffles police." Wanted posters plaster post offices. His face becomes as recognizable as any Hollywood star. But beneath the charm is ruthless efficiency. Dillinger times his robberies to police shift changes. He plants getaway cars at multiple points along escape routes. He carries detailed maps with alternate highways marked. If one road is blocked, he already knows 3 others. In his notebook, recovered after his death, federal agents found coded entries. One read, "Blue Hats 310. Switch 4th and Elm." Radio check. Dillinger monitored police radio frequencies. He knew when officers were dispatched and where. He also had a strange habit, revisiting crime scenes. On December 14, 1933, just 3 days after robbing a bank in Racine, Wisconsin, Dillinger returned, dressed as a reporter, and interviewed the bank manager about the robbery. When asked what he thought of Dillinger, the manager told him, "He's a professional. Smart as hell." Dillinger grinned and walked away. But the law is closing in. In January 1934, Dillinger is captured in Tucson, Arizona, after a fire at a hotel exposes the gang's hideout. He's extradited to Indiana and locked inside the Crown Point Jail, a fortress the sheriff calls escape-proof. Dillinger has other ideas. Escapes and legend status. March 3, 1934. Crown Point Jail, Indiana. John Dillinger walks out of the most secure jail in the state holding a wooden gun. At least, that's the story. The official account claims Dillinger carved a pistol from a washboard, darkened it with shoe polish, and bluffed his way past 33 guards. But the truth is murkier. Years later, depositions revealed that a Chicago lawyer named Louis Pickwitt likely smuggled a real gun inside the fake wooden one. Guard Ernest Blunk, who opened Dillinger's cell, later admitted, "That gun looked real to me." Regardless, Dillinger escapes. He locks guards in cells, steals 2 Thompson submachine guns and the sheriff's personal car, and drives across state lines into Illinois. By crossing state lines in a stolen vehicle, Dillinger violates the Dyer Act, a federal crime. For the first time, the FBI has jurisdiction. And J. Edgar Hoover is furious. In a memo dated March 5, 1934, Hoover writes, "Dillinger has made fools of local law enforcement. This will not stand. Every available agent is hereby assigned to his capture." But Dillinger remains untouchable. On March 6th, he robs a bank in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, $49,000 in 7 minutes. On March 13th, he shoots his way out of an FBI ambush in St. Paul, Minnesota, wounding 2 agents. The press christens him Jackrabbit for his ability to slip away. Across the Midwest, people root for him. During the Depression, banks are the enemy. Dillinger is Robin Hood. Letters pour into FBI headquarters defending him. One woman writes, "Leave him alone. He only robs those who rob us." But the myth is darkening. In April 1934, during a shootout at a Wisconsin lodge called Little Bohemia, an FBI raid goes disastrously wrong. Agents kill an innocent bystander and wound 2 others. Dillinger escapes again. Hoover is humiliated. The pressure mounts. Act 6, The FBI Hunt. By June 1934, J. Edgar Hoover has made capturing Dillinger a personal crusade. He assigns Special Agent Melvin Purvis, the FBI's golden boy, to lead the hunt. Purvis sets up headquarters in Chicago and floods the city with agents. But Dillinger adapts. He shaves his mustache, dyes his hair. Most disturbingly, he attempts to erase his identity. Using a black market surgeon in Chicago, Dillinger undergoes crude facial surgery. His cheeks are pulled, his nose altered. The scars are still healing when he dies. He also attempts to burn off his fingerprints. Using acid, he sears the skin on his fingertips. It doesn't work. The ridges grow back. But the attempt reveals Dillinger's growing paranoia. He knows the net is tightening. The FBI's big break comes from betrayal. Anna Sage, a Romanian brothel owner facing deportation, contacts Agent Purvis. She knows Dillinger. He's seeing her friend, Polly Hamilton. Sage offers a deal. She'll give them Dillinger in exchange for money and help with her immigration case. Purvis agrees. Sage will wear an orange skirt so agents can identify her in a crowd. In the dark, under streetlights, it appears red. History remembers her as the Lady in Red. On the night of July 22nd, Sage calls Purvis. "We're going to the movies. Either the Biograph or the Marlboro." Purvis scrambles agents to both locations. At 8:30 p.m., Sage and Dillinger arrive at the Biograph Theater. Dillinger buys 3 tickets. They enter. The movie is Manhattan Melodrama, a crime drama where the gangster dies at the end. The FBI waits outside. Act 7, The Final Night at the Biograph. 10:30 p.m. The film ends. Inside the Biograph, John Dillinger stands, stretches, and follows Anna Sage and Polly Hamilton toward the exit. Outside, 20 federal agents tense in the shadows. Melvin Purvis stands near the box office, a cigar clenched between his teeth, the signal. When Dillinger emerges, Purvis will light it. The theater doors open. A wave of people spills onto Lincoln Avenue. Dillinger steps into the heat, adjusting his glasses. He reaches into his pocket for a cigar. Purvis lights his. Agents converge. One shouts, "Stick 'em up, Johnny." Dillinger's hand moves toward his waistband, where a Colt .380 automatic is tucked. He bolts toward the alley beside the theater. 3 agents fire. Charles Winstead, Clarence Hurt, Herman Hollis. 4 shots total. 3 hit Dillinger in the back and side. The 4th enters beneath his left eye and exits the back of his skull. John Dillinger collapses face down in the alley. He's dead before he hits the ground. Within minutes, a crowd forms. Women dip handkerchiefs in his blood. Souvenir hunters tear pieces from his clothing. Police struggle to hold them back. One officer later wrote, "It was like they were worshipping him." But questions linger. Some witnesses claim Dillinger never reached for a gun. Polly Hamilton insists he was unarmed. Decades later, ballistics experts note inconsistencies. the bullet that killed him was a different caliber than FBI-issued weapons. Dillinger's body is taken to the Cook County morgue. Thousands line up to view it. His father identifies him. His fingerprints, damaged but recognizable, confirm it. Or do they? Act 8, Legacy and Myth. John Dillinger's death made headlines around the world. J. Edgar Hoover declared it a great victory for law and order. Melvin Purvis became a national hero. The FBI's reputation was secured. But Dillinger's legend only grew. In 1945, Hollywood released Dillinger, starring Lawrence Tierney. It was a box office hit. More films followed. Johnny Depp played him in 2009's Public Enemies. He became a symbol, the rebel who refused to bow, the outlaw who thumbed his nose at authority. But his influence wasn't just cinematic. In the decades that followed, bank robbers studied Dillinger's methods. Willie Sutton cited him as an inspiration. Bonnie and Clyde idolized him. Even modern heist films borrow his tactics: fast entries, psychological control, meticulous planning. And then there's the conspiracy. In 2019, Dillinger's nephew filed a lawsuit to exhume his body, claiming the FBI killed the wrong man. He presented evidence. The eye color on the autopsy report didn't match Dillinger's. The fingerprints showed anomalies. Some believe a small-time criminal named Jimmy Lawrence was killed in his place, and Dillinger escaped to live under an assumed name. The court denied the exhumation. The truth remains buried. So who was John Dillinger? A villain? A folk hero? A symptom of a broken system? Maybe all three. Maybe none. What's certain is this: for 13 months, a farm boy from Indiana made the federal government look powerless. He became the face of the Depression's desperation, a reminder that when institutions fail, people create their own legends. And legends, unlike men, never really die. July 22, 1934. Outside the Biograph Theater. Blood on the pavement. A cigar burning in the gutter. And somewhere in the crowd, a woman whispers, "They'll never forget him." She was right.